Mike Gill, State of Corruption. Briefly, I'm going to tell you where we are and the importance of where we are. And it's a culmination of well over 10 years of absolutely dedicated work with a plan, always a plan, as we move pieces on a chessboard, which is why I call this check to the king. It's your next move, President Trump. Now, before I go and show you the evidence that I put these pieces in place, you know that one of my recent videos was the fact that Vice President Pence turned his plane around in Manchester. But if you're paying particular attention to this, what you've got to say to yourself, why? The country was saying why. You saw all the press. Pence was coming into New Hampshire to shake the hands of the drug cartel. Someone, some entity, made a phone call and would have made that phone call to the President of the United States. So we would have had the power, the connection, and the immediacy and the importance to turn that plane around. Now that leaves two entities in my mind. It leaves the FBI, who I put in this contagion. You saw me give them the evidence multiple times. I put them in a position of undeniability. They own it, which is why I went to Washington and had senators own this information. Went to the Treasury, which is why we've got a case number. You know what they're afraid of? Owning it. And you'll see small clips of me going to the FBI, the banking department, local police, the DEA, confronting judges, drug cartels, eyeball to eyeball. Nobody didn't know I was coming. Nobody isn't aware of the evidence that I produced. Did I think they were going to do something? No. But we were doing something. That contagion. I'm going to turn around. We had to go step this ladder, one rung at a time. Get to the top, like President Trump. Like stopping an airplane and saying, Houston, we got a problem. This is now on the president's desk, which is why you hear him say, I'll get back to you in 2 weeks. Except for they did try to cover it up. You'll see an article, there was some problem in Salem. Salem police chief turns around and said, there's no problem. And there wasn't. We've got a Russian submarine caught on fire. We had to get Vice President Pence back to Washington. Really? Just so you know, the President Trump came out and saying, the problems are due with New Hampshire. Give me a couple weeks. Give you a couple weeks? Is that not getting you to scratch your head? What stops an airplane? What takes 2 weeks for an explanation? So the other possibility to stop that plane is U.S. Attorney Durham, who's investigating the deep state. Because the deep state is in New Hampshire. Remember, there's 49 other states, and I've told you the core of this corruption. The largest drug cartel in this country with distribution across this country. The Boston FBI office that covers 5 states, which is complicit in protecting them, is the most corrupt law enforcement agency in the country. There's even a series now that says that exactly. But it's also the most powerful one. Mueller, where did he come from? Only the Boston FBI. Are you getting this? Now, so here's the two entities. Which one? Was the FBI trying to cover for themselves by calling it an investigation, which was a legitimate possibility? Or was it U.S. Attorney Durham? Well, I got my answer. One, you'll see a picture of Governor Sununu, who made a political move, leveraging the banking department into corruption money, now trying to move his AG, who protected all this, in as the Chief Justice of the state to control the courts. It's a political takeover. He's leveraging the same people to obtain the power and money as the Shaheens did. Either one is a crime syndicate. So think about this. Sununu was one of the reasons that plane stopped. He was standing on the tarmac, you know, flowers in his hand with his prom dress on. He didn't know. The FBI would have told him, because they are in bed together, just as they're in bed together with the Shaheens. They don't care who wins, just as long as you lose. So it was U.S. Attorney Durham. You know why I know too? I had an informant who's working for the FBI. And that informant turned around and asked me, Mike, you're right. And they did it in a text, so if anybody questioned this or wanted to come back as evidence, you were right. I was? Yeah. But how'd you know? Who told you? My informant is their informant too, it seems. They wanted to know if it was my evidence to U.S. Attorney Durham that stopped that plane. And I believe it is. And it's not just to Durham. It's that time I've been in Washington, was delivering it to the Department of Justice, A.G. Barr. Multiple senators, multiple congressmen. For the purpose of the same purpose I was dropping this evidence off to all those other entities. Not because I thought you were going to do something, because I thought you were going to be afraid if exposed that you didn't do something. And that's how we got that Treasury case number. So now I bring this to you, President Trump. You know that the deep state is entrenched in the state of New Hampshire by Senator Jeane Shaheen. You know, in an investigation of the deep state, you know she's the right-hand person of Clinton. Bill Shaheen, the head of this criminal network, syndicate, was the campaign manager for Hillary Clinton, leading fundraiser in the country. That's the power we're talking about, and that's what my evidence proves. So you have the deep state. Now, what were they protecting? The largest drug cartel in this country. There's a time now. You've got a decision to make. You know that ladder I climbed? You know those pieces I moved? I moved for one day to be in position to the president, not only to know, but be leveraged into a position to keep his promise. Drain the swamp. Well, you could keep your promise by putting this drug cartel away. The evidence I gave the DEA brought a tractor-trailer load of fentanyl. Fentanyl is what they're cutting heroin with. The more they cut heroin, the more they put fentanyl in. They make more money, more profits, and they kill more people. That's the cost. Now you have that information. Deep state, the drug cartel, remember that drug den? You have the corruption in the FBI, which is part of this deep state, which they were a part of trying to have you removed. There'll be no explanation of their guilt and their treason. You've got the DEA partnering with the drug cartel and protecting them. An industry in the billions. And what I'm telling you in New Hampshire is the methodology in each of these states. This drug cartel owns New England, distributes across this country, and now you know which is why you needed 2 weeks. So you think about this. The people across this country are suffering. Corruption is our #1 enemy. These whistleblowers that come up wind up dead. Why do you think that is? And they get away with it. So I'm asking you, if you want to be what we hope and we voted for you to be, is that person that will come in and be the person who takes down this corruption across this country. You want to win re-election? I'm telling you right now, isn't it about keeping your promises? You know you're going to be attacked by keeping your promises. If you let the deep state go, this drug cartel go, the FBI off the hook, the DEA off the hook, you don't deserve to be president. Now either do they, but I'd rather know my enemy than think my friend is really my enemy. Because anybody who doesn't take action is not somebody that we can trust. So drain that swamp. Go after that deep state. Go after these drug dealers and cartels. The information I'm giving to you makes Dick Aganos look more obvious than Tony Montana. There's no stepping away from this. Now, for those who don't know me, from nothing, and I mean nothing, from being homeless, I built the biggest mortgage company, highest volume in this country, the largest, most successful racing stable in the world. And I did it always with a plan and a complete and utter dedication to that plan. And I have been no more dedicated to this than anything in my life. My single focus was climbing and positioning. You're going to see small clips of those confrontations, those delivering of evidence to those entities that will be undeniable. But this has always been the plan, and a plan that comes to fruition here and now. It's up to the president. The president knows the decision that he has to make, and if he doesn't make it, that evidence would incriminate you, sir. Are the drug dealers.
Okay. The only thing I ask again is it would be a lot easier to have a real adult conversation if I don't know who this gentleman is with the camera, but it's not doing anybody any good. If we want to arrest bad guys, putting this place on camera
How
isn't
about
helping
this?
anybody.
We're going to arrest bad guys because we are on camera. So we have a difference of opinion. Because right now we're not arresting bad guys.
Okay.
This is Mike Gill, running for governor. I know you're in there. Here you go. Here's the check, right? All set? There you go.
Thank you.
No, don't shake my fucking hand. I'm going to put you in jail. You think you assholes think this is fun? I have both your business cards.
I would like you to separately.
Is there a problem with telling us who you are?
You know who we are.
No, I don't know who the fuck you are. So can I have your business cards? For the video, can you tell them who you are and what your position is? We're going to have thousands of people see this. What's your name for the camera? Nothing? What kind of corruption is this? You're employees of the state. You're just saying
I'm the person who you file with. I hold the office of Secretary of State.
Oh, good. We're getting
Right.
closer now. We're getting closer, right?
So,
Now, what's your name?
So, I don't even know if you're the person you say you are. I don't even know if you are. I don't know who.
What? See, now this is how. Now this is how we straighten this out.
Derry.
This is how we straighten it out.
Okay.
I can show
Are you
you.
a registered voter?
Yes, I am. And I can show you a license. See? My name's Mike Gill. See? And here's where I live, right there. Now, who the fuck are you, please?
Oh, you want?
I understand your position, Mr. Gill. I'm going to issue a...
No, I'm telling you, Judicial Watch in America understands my position.
Okay.
And the corruption that goes through this courthouse, in the courthouse, people understand. Listen, there's a train coming. Right over here. He's there. Another filthy fucking cop.
Hello, Detective Crowley, lines recorded.
Yeah, this is Joe.
Where are you, detective?
Excuse me?
You're supposed to come and visit Joe Karen at 6:30. Where the fuck are you?
Oh, excuse me, I don't know who this is.
Mike Gill, running for governor. How about this? You're trying to extort another controller, just like before. Oh, you hung up, asshole, huh? There you go. State of corruption.